Hello everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and today we're going to be talking about strippers. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Hello everyone, my name is Michael O'Brien, and today we're going to talk about the stripper deck. Hello my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Advice for Magicians, where my goal is to help you to become the best possible performers you can be. And in today's episode, we're going to do another Gaff Decks 101, where I talk about some of the coolest Gaff decks on the market. And today, we're going to be talking about the stripper deck, also known as a stripped deck, also known as a tapered deck. There's lots of different names for this. Don't worry, we're not going to talk about anything dirty or anything like that here. There are no nude people on any of the cards. It's a regular deck of bicycle cards, but it's been modified in order to do some really cool stuff. Now, on top of that, we're going to actually talk about this specific stripped deck, which is the Penguin Magic Marked, Stripped, and Stacked deck of cards. So we're going to talk about that. I'll do a sort of little pseudo review for you guys if you're interested in picking up this deck of cards. And we're going to talk about the actual functions of the stripper deck themselves. All of that right after these announcements. If you have not already done so, please make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you know every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to support the channel for just $1 a month, be sure to click the join button and become a Mob Squad member. Members get access to a bunch of cool stuff, including tutorials, early access to videos, emojis, badges, and even discounts in the O'Brien Magic Shop. At this time, I'd like to thank some of our newest members for joining. So ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Cesar de Leon, Brandon Bennett, and David Leal. Thank you guys so much for becoming members, helping to support the channel. It's because of you, it's because of all my subscribers, and everyone else at home watching these videos that I'm able to keep this channel going. So huge thank you to all of you. Really means a lot. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into what this deck of cards is. Now, first I'm going to talk about the Penguin Marked Stripper deck, and then we're going to go ahead and actually see, well, what is it exactly that a stripper deck does? So, like I said, this is the Penguin Magic deck. You can see the little P3 logo there. I already opened it and I already kind of took a look. There's some things that you need to know about this, right? Comes with a blank card, comes with a double back card. You get 2 jokers, and of course you get a deck of cards. Now this deck looks shuffled because this is the way that it came. I did not mix these cards up, but for those of you who know, you know, right? This is also a stacked deck of cards, and it's also a marked deck of cards, right? So for example, I know that that's the 10 of clubs. I know that that's the 3 of hearts, right? Just by looking at the back of the cards. Now, if you're not quite sure exactly what a marked deck is, don't worry, I did a Gaff Decks 101 video talking about marked cards. Make sure to go back and watch that one as well so you guys can see some of the coolest marked deck features that there are on the market. But this particular one uses something that we call readers. I don't want to go too much into it. Like I said, if you're not 100% sure what I'm even talking about, go watch that video. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. So, what is a stripper deck? Now, you might have heard this called a number of different things: a stripper deck, a shaved deck, a tapered deck. It all means the same thing. It's talking about this special deck of cards here. So let me go ahead and show you what this does, right? If I take this card, for example, the 4 of clubs, and I place it into the deck, and you can see it very fairly and very cleanly goes into the deck. I'm not holding any breaks or anything like that, right? The cards are all squared up, and yet I am able to find the card super quickly, right? And that is the nature of the stripper deck. So let's go ahead and take a look at just a couple of things that you can do using this really cool deck of cards. All right, so what exactly can I do with this special deck of cards? There's lots of cool stuff you can do with it. The most basic thing that it does, again, is you take a card, let's just say the 3 of hearts, for example. You lose the card into the deck, right? You're not holding any breaks or anything like that. Yeah, all I have to do is just get the cards a little bit of a mix, just like this, right? Maybe even a cut. And after shuffling the cards multiple times, you can even hand the cards to the spectator to be shuffled. You are able to cut right to the selected card. So like I said, a lot of really cool things you can do with this. It is a special deck of cards, so there's not really too much sleight of hand going on. Now the cool thing about this is you can spread the cards. They can see all of the faces of the cards. They can, you know, like I said, they can handle the cards, they can examine them, they can shuffle the deck themselves, and it allows you to do some really cool stuff. Now, you don't even necessarily have to just use one card. Let's just say maybe you want to have the 4 aces located, or maybe maybe you want to deal yourself a royal flush or something, right? So we'll go ahead and take these cards. We'll put them into different parts of the deck, and you can really see that they're going into different parts of the deck, right? They get lost into the deck, not holding any breaks or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and give the deck just a couple of shuffles, right? And we're going to try to see if we can locate some of these aces. So there's 1. I'll leave it there so you can see. There's 2. There's 3. And you know what? Let's do the last one just a little bit different, okay? Rather than shuffling the cards the normal way like this, let's go ahead and shuffle them like this, right? So half the cards are facing up and half the cards are facing down. We'll go ahead and give the deck a mix, right? Just like this. Now normally you wouldn't want to shuffle the cards this way, right? But since this is a stripper deck, I can just give the cards a cut like this. Not only do I find that last ace, but I can also even sort out all the rest of the cards, just like so, right? You can do like an oil and water type situation. So if you went through the deck and you separated all the red cards from all the black cards, you can shuffle the cards up as much as you want. Overhand shuffles, riffle shuffles, it doesn't matter. And then just by giving the deck a cut like this, you would be able to do it. Now, of course, I didn't stack the deck appropriately, so it's not going to work just now. But there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with it, right? And the way that all of this stuff is done is very simple. Without giving too much away, the secret lies in the way that the deck is actually cut, right? When I say cut, I don't mean cutting the cards like this, right? I mean actually cut, like the way that they're cut when they're being printed off. So for example, I can lose that ace in here, right? And it truly is lost. I'm not holding any breaks or anything like that, right? It truly is lost into the deck. But just that quick, you can cut right to the card, right? So there's a lot of really cool things you can do with the stripper deck. And this one in particular, the Penguin deck, also happens to be marked too. So you have that extra advantage while you're shuffling through the cards. Let's just say, again, the Ace of Spades is the card that I want to control, right? So I place it into the deck, and I want to control that card at the top. So maybe I give the deck a little bit of a shuffle like this. Maybe I'm not 100% sure if it worked or not while I'm shuffling the cards. Well, I can keep track of where that Ace of Spades is at all times because I'm looking at the back of the deck and it's telling me that this is indeed the Ace of Spades, right? So I know that I've cut to the right card. Now, I don't want to give too much away in terms of functionality, so if you guys are interested in learning how to use a stripper deck, I recommend going to penguinmagic.com. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys so you can pick up this deck. I don't want to say it was too expensive. I think I paid $10 or $15 for this. And if I'm not mistaken, Penguin Magic is doing a free shipping domestic kind of deal right now. So it's like $15, maybe taxes. I'm not quite sure. It depends on where you live. For about 20 bucks, you get your hands on this deck of cards. And there are a lot of really cool things you can do with a stripper deck. Like I said, you can do triumph effects, right? So you can shuffle half the cards face up into half the cards face down. And as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look at what that might look like. Here's something you can't do with a regular deck. You can't hand the cards out to a spectator. Let them be the ones to do the shuffle, right? So you can actually show a confused deck of cards with a bunch of face-up cards being mixed into a bunch of face-down cards. Take the deck back, give the deck a cut, and then snap your fingers to show. Every card has solved itself, except of course the one card that they chose, the 10 of diamonds. So as you can see, there is a lot of really cool stuff you can do using a stripper deck that gives you a lot more freedom. You can have a card lost into the deck, give the deck to the spectator, even let them shuffle it, and you're still able to find it. It could be one card, it could be multiple cards. You can even shuffle half the deck into the other half of the deck, cut the deck in half, and it just cuts those two halves right back in half again. So you can do like an oil and water with the red cards and the black cards. You can do Triumph like I just showed you. A lot of really cool stuff you can do using a stripper deck. Now, question of the day for all of you. What is your favorite thing to do using this awesome deck of cards? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you'll know every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to check out some more magic, visit us at o'brienmagic.com and be sure to check out our online magic shop where you will find the latest and greatest magic books, downloads, and accessories.